think we have a way for you to take down Drew Quartermain. I didn't do it. Who wants to frame you?
You have to do something. He didn't do it. What makes you so sure?
General Hospital latest update. Jason fights to clear his name as damning evidence piles up. Drew delivers a fierce ultimatum to Nina. Get on board or lose Willow forever. Carly warns Brennan to end their fling, but his obsession runs deep. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's shocking move could change everything. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers. Jason vows to prove innocence. Drew threatens Nina. Carly warns Brennan. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, will vow to prove his innocence while Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, threatens Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright will also warn Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. So here's what GH fans can look forward to. Drew's new house, he'll get an unwelcome visit from Nina. Although Drew may admit Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, turned down his request to live together, he'll hold out hope that she'll change her mind soon. Drew will still see a bright future with Willow by his side, so he'll deliver a threat to Nina on Tuesday's episode. According to Drew, Nina can either get on board or lose Willow. Even if Nina vows to expose their fling and turn Willow against Drew, that'd mean sabotaging her own relationship with Willow too. Drew may remind Nina of that and suggest the best thing she can do is just support Willow's romance with him. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, will deepen her connection with Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, as they make some artwork together. See what happens when you take a chance, Trina says in Tuesday's preview video. Since Trina took a chance on Kai and his interests, she'll be glad he's returning the favor. Over with Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, and Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, it looks like they'll discuss all the latest Cyrus Renaud, Jeff Kober updates. Jordan will admit she's having a hard time trusting the news, so she may be talking about the idea of Cyrus being gone for good. Nevertheless, the cabin cleanup points to someone wiping Cyrus off the map and covering their tracks. That's why Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, questioned Jason, but he swore he wasn't the one who took Cyrus out. Unfortunately, 2 hairs were found at the cabin, and they were a match for Jason. It'll become obvious to Jason that he's being framed, so he'll insist he was never at Cyrus' cabin and promise he can prove it. Will Jason push Anna and Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, to talk to Drew? Although Drew could provide an alibi for Jason, that doesn't mean he'll tell the truth and actually help him. As for Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, she'll deliver a request to someone. Alexis might want Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, to step up more for Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, or maybe she'll want him to keep the peace between Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, and Ava Jerome, Maura West, as best as he can. Unfortunately, Christina's going to launch another round of conflict with Ava later this week anyway. Other General Hospital spoilers say Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, will face Selena Wu's Lydia Look's stern warning. Selena will insist that one way or another, Brad's debt will be paid. While Brad gets nervous over Selena's menacing side, Carly will take an honest approach with Brennan. If this is some kind of fling, Carly will warn that it has to stop. Brennan may admit his feelings have developed way beyond the point of anything casual. Although Brennan didn't mean to fall hard for Carly, that's exactly what's happened. Of course, things are bound to get complicated since Brennan has secretly been recruiting Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, for the WSB, and now he's covered up the fact that she killed Cyrus. It also looks like Brennan set Jason up, so there are a lot of messy layers here that could come back to bite him with Carly. Our predictions hint that Carly and Brennan could be headed for a painful split. Some point this week, Jocelyn will come barging in the police station and declare that Jason didn't do it. So Anna will wonder what makes her so sure that he didn't wipe Cyrus off the map. General Hospital spoilers say Jocelyn will make a choice that's going to change her life in a big way by midweek, so stay tuned. Today's next update, Anna gets new evidence that points to spoiler as Cyrus' killer. Today on General Hospital, Sonny offers his support to Laura, Alexis learns who killed Sam and why, and Brooke Lynn tells her mother she informed Chase about her baby. The Quartermain mansion, Brooke Lynn lets her mom know that she told Chase about her baby. Lois asks what made her choose to tell him. Brooke Lynn fills her in about the romantic night they had, and her husband was being so vulnerable and honest about how he felt he was robbing her of the experience of having a baby. She had to be honest with him, even if she risked losing him. Brooke Lynn says Chase was so understanding, but she didn't tell him that Dante was the father. She knew it would kill him, and then he'd have to keep the secret from Dante. Lois agrees, not telling him that part was the right choice. Brooke Lynn feels like she can put the past behind her now. Rick and Ava hit the sheets. Ava and Rick wake up in her bed together. He says it's a new day. She agrees and feels like a weight has been lifted with this custody trial behind her. Rick gets dressed and ponders that Sonny isn't someone who settles. He fights. So he wonders what has changed with him. Ava doesn't know, but their trial prep wasn't all wasted time. They kiss. The Davis women learn the truth. Dante, Christina, and Molly meet Alexis at her office. Dante tells them they know who killed Sam, and it was Cyrus. Alexis says, now we need to know why. Dante explains Cyrus attacked Liz and Lucky, and she got him talking. Cyrus believed he was doing God's will by releasing patients from their suffering. The Davis women ask why Sam. Dante explains Cyrus saw Sam as interfering with the divine plan for Lulu. Alexis asks Dante to tell her that they've arrested that monster. Dante tells them they don't know where Cyrus is, unfortunately. Laura and Martin discuss their brother. At the hospital, Laura thanks Felicia for everything she's been doing for her family. Felicia knows her family has been on a roller coaster lately. Laura wishes she had never crossed paths with Cyrus. Suddenly, Martin appears. Felicia leaves Laura and Martin to talk. Martin asks about Lucky, and she tells him he's stable and expected to recover fully. He's sorry it took him so long to arrive, but the PCPD was at his door this morning. He found out what their brother did, and now he's missing. Martin doesn't know how he could do something like this to his own nephew. Laura breaks the news that he also tried to kill Lulu, and more than once. Martin feels sick and blames himself. He wanted to believe Cyrus had changed, that his religious epiphany was real. Laura says in a way it was. Laura explains Lulu was one of Cyrus' first victims. He was visiting her for months and injecting her with drugs, which caused her liver to fail. She should have barred him, but she wanted to believe he was doing good work. Cyrus almost killed both of her children. She goes on to tell him that Cyrus killed a lot of patients at Turning Woods, Sam McCall, and Dex Heller. Martin wishes he had seen it, and that with his brother so upset he'd been barred from General Hospital, but Laura says they both wanted to see the best in him. She says Cyrus claimed he was on a mission from God to release trapped souls. Martin recalls when he fought Cyrus over the care of his mother, and Cyrus wanted to release her from her pain, but he stopped him. He thinks Cyrus turned his mission from his mom to others, and this will kill his mother. He notes it gets worse as he made a complaint against Jason with the PCPD for threatening Cyrus in public, and it turns out Cyrus was the monster. Laura says if they don't find Cyrus, then they are all in danger. Martin hates to say this about his own brother, but maybe if Jason took care of him, then they are all better off. Anna has a theory. The station, Anna calls someone and leaves a message for them to come to the station, and they know what it's about. Chase asks if she has a lead on Cyrus. She says only one, Jason. Chase asks if she has evidence, but she doesn't. It's the lack of evidence that is troubling, and finding that cabin so clean made her think it was Jason. Chase recalls Martin said Jason made the threat that nobody would find his body, so for Jason to follow through is reckless. Anna would normally agree, but his son is involved. She says that cabin was spotless, and it screams of a professional job. Jason declares he's innocent. Bobby's Jason meets with Sunny. Sunny subtly asks if he was involved in what happened to Cyrus. Jason says if someone killed Cyrus, it wasn't him. He considered taking Cyrus out, but he has to think about what is best for Danny now. Trina enters to speak with Joss, who she hasn't heard from since last night. Joss says she lost her phone last night and hasn't had a chance to buy a new one. Trina senses something is up and asks what really happened last night. Joss claims she went to Dex's place and looked at old photos of them. She got upset and threw the phone against the wall and broke it. Trina knew she should have stayed home with her, but Joss insists she's okay. Joss asks about Kai and her date. She says it was just okay, and now that she knows Joss is okay too, she's heading over to Ava's. Gio arrives and chats with Joss. He's waiting to grab a bite with Sunny, but he's busy right now talking to Jason. He takes the chance to apologize for Emma's behavior last night. Joss says she and Emma have a strange history, but she has been handing out her flyers. Gio thanks her and will let Emma know. Sunny calls Gio over and Jason goes to the counter. Joss tells Jason she needs advice but wants to talk somewhere private. Jason's phone rings and it's Anna, who tells him she needs him at the station now. Joss says her thing can wait, so he says he'll catch her later. Sunny explains to Gio that he talked with Lois, and she mentioned the music program's trip to see the Chicago Orchestra. He gives him an envelope to pay for the trip. Through all Sunny's done for him, Gio can't take it, but Sunny insists. Sunny says he's gotta get going, and they say goodbye. Trina gushes to Ava. When Trina arrives at Ava's, she can see she is on cloud 9. Trina tells her about her date with Kai and how wonderful it was, but she feels bad for Joss, who has lost Dex. She is still grieving like she did for Spencer. Ava notes she's talking about her grief in the past tense. Kai defends Trina. Kai meets with his friend Quinn at the surf lodge. He thanks him for getting tickets to the Savoy, but it turns out they haven't in any time as Trina's dad owns the place. Quinn can't believe he took Trina, and he thought Trina would stay away from him after he called her out for distracting Kai and leading to his injury. Kai tells Quinn he was playing the best games of his life up to that final game, and his accident was just that. Quinn tells Kai he sounds like someone else, and he doesn't seem to care about football or the team. Quinn notes Kai hasn't been the same since he's been hanging out with Trina. Kai says he still loves the team in football, but this injury makes him realize he needs to think about what else is out there for him. He says if it wasn't for Trina, he'd have lost his mind these past few weeks. He tells Quinn not to speak to Trina again on his behalf. Back at Ava's, Trina tells her friend she's not ready for something serious with Kai yet. Her phone rings and she smiles seeing it's Kai. Trina answers, and Kai asks if she's free as he has something he wants to show her. Sunny and Laura reconnect. Sunny arrives at the hospital and finds Laura sitting alone. He asks if she wants company, and she invites him to sit. He figured it would be a good time to come by and check on her and Lucky. Sunny notes Lucky is a fighter, and he gets his strength from her and his stubbornness from both his parents. Laura says Luke would be happy they were together for Lucky. Sunny says he'll always be here for Lucky and for her. The evidence points to Jason. In the PCPD's interrogation room, Anna asks Jason why he took out Cyrus after everything they talked about last night. Jason says he didn't. He explains that last night when he left here, he went to Sam's grave and then to see Drew. He wanted to take Cyrus out, but Alexis and Sasha begged him not to, and she asked him not to as a favor to her. Jason asks why she thought it was him. She explains they found a cabin where Cyrus was hiding out, and there was no evidence left behind. Cabin is spotless. She wonders maybe Cyrus was never there. Jason notes if the place was that clean, then it sounds like someone killed Cyrus and wiped the place of evidence. Anna asks, if not you, who? Dante arrives back at the station, and he and Chase get the forensics report back on the cabin. Chase goes into the interrogation room and reveals that only 2 hairs were found at the cabin, and they are Jason's. Back at the Quartermaines, Brooklyn tells her mom that Chase has offered her to find her son if she wants to. Just then, Gio walks in. He lets Lois know Sonny gave him the money for the Chicago trip and he really appreciates all of their support. They are more than just cousins to him. Brooklyn tells Gio he deserves the best and they embrace. Lois appears worried. Rick shows up at Alexis' office to drop off an envelope for Diane. He can see something is wrong with Alexis and says he's not leaving until he tells him. She tells him that Cyrus killed her daughter. Rick says he's sorry and they embrace. Side Bobby's, Molly and Christina arrive to get a drink. Christina feels the system has failed them and their baby and almost destroyed their relationship. Molly notes they had something to do with that last part. Christina says the system also failed Sam, and even if Cyrus is brought in, the system may not work. It didn't work for Ava after all. Christina passes on getting a drink and walks off. On the next General Hospital, Drew warns Nina to get on board or she loses Willow. Kai takes Trina to an art gallery. She tells him, "See what happens when you take a chance." Jordan tells Portia she's having a hard time trusting the news herself. Selena tells Brad that his debt will be paid one way or another. Carly says to Brennan, "If this is some kind of a fling, it has to stop." Jason insists to Anna he's never been to Cyrus' cabin and he can prove it. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.